Hey, so the next coin we're going to be discussing today with Jonathan is Ethereum. Looks like Ethereum is also on the verge of, it's actually broken out right now, but it still hasn't produced a close above this parallel channel. So before we actually get into that and dive deep on what's going on with Ethereum, make sure to follow FXStreet YouTube channel. We put out content every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mangeko with a 0 in the end. You can follow my co-host Jonathan at justanalysis1 on Twitter. So Jonathan, you want to take over?
Certainly. All right. So Ethereum, again, just like I looked at on Bitcoin's chart, it's in the cloud. It's the horrible, awful place to be inside of, and it's just an area of, really, it's not an area to trade in. Just like with Bitcoin, lagging spans, what dictates to me the overall trend, whether it's bullish or bearish, and as long as it's below the lagging spans below the candlesticks, things are more leaning to the downside still. If it was going to enter into a condition that we're full on bull mode, it needs to close at 3,960. But again, just like Bitcoin, by somewhere between the 9th and 11th of October, that threshold drops where it has to get to 3,600. And then that is a little bit easier. But from a point and figure perspective, there's an interesting setup going on here. And if you look, if Ethereum moves up to 3,150, it'll create a split triple top. And then in point and figure analysis, the entry is always one box above, so that the bullish entry is at 3,200. And that does two things. It cracks above a triple top, which is a very bullish event, but then it also converts on this point and figure chart from a bear market to a bull market. And point and figure charts, you convert bull markets and bear markets frequently. So that would bring it above, shift it to a bull market, and using the vertical profit target method, that's the target zone on that entry at 3,200 is that 3,800. That's what that looks like. So that could be a really nice bullish breakout there. But on the inverse, I mean, it's in the cloud on the daily Ichimoku chart. So nothing is fully certain to me yet.
All right, that was really interesting to see the point chart. Never really seen that. Right, so for me, it's the descending parallel channel that I'm seeing right now, and Ethereum's already broken above it. But still, it needs to, for me, the confirmation will come when it closes above this resistance level at 3,200. That's when I would that's when I would move from being cautiously optimistic to more optimistic, right? And after that, I think we make a run at the liquidity resting above these highs over here with something like this, right? And then maybe we could form a double top here and retrace a little bit after this particular leg up, as currently what I'm looking at from a shorter time frame perspective. Although in like an extremely bullish case, like if Bitcoin continues rallying, then you can expect Ethereum to follow suit, right? So if that case comes to pass, right, then we can expect it to hit the 3,952 level, or probably the psychological level 4K, right? It could probably like close here, but wick up to the 4K level. That's also something that I'm watching, but it's highly unlikely and uncertain to actually predict that now. But for now, the only thing I'm looking for is the liquidity resting above these highs, which is 3,600, which would leave another 16% upswing on the table right now for Ethereum. That's what I'm looking at, right? And from a bearish perspective, like I mentioned, for Bitcoin, right, it is still uncertain at this point if this rally is going to actually go higher. For Bitcoin, just as similar to Bitcoin, right, I have this particular resistance level here, which Ethereum is to close above. In case it doesn't, then I'm expecting it to retrace to this 3,000 psychological level, right? So far, any dips below the 3,000 psychological level have been brief. It's actually consolidating here, much like how it did after it closed above the 3K level in early August. But if we lose this level, it's going to be a little I'm going to turn a little bearish, basically. And in that case, we can expect 12, probably 15% downswing into this demand zone, which ranges from 2.4 to 2.6. So far, my downside is limited to this demand zone here. And like I mentioned again, let me mention it again. This is a short-term scenario that I'm looking at, right? Nothing else for me from an on-chain perspective. Just that I'm bullish right now on Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right on.
Awesome.